And this question is about CE5 communications. This person is asking, how can I communicate with ETs once they show up on a CE5? They always show up on my CE5, and I would like to learn how to communicate and have a conversation with them telepathically.
Send out feelings and images. And of course, after open contact, exposure over the course of several years to extraterrestrial presences will allow humanity to develop their telepathic abilities.
And the telepathy you're talking about right now sounds very similar to the way we can communicate with animals. And,
yes.
and that, is that, in a sense, animals are sort of a preparatory experience. If you learn how to telepathically communicate with animals, that
yes.
will help.
Yes, on one level, they are representative of the way in which you will learn to communicate with extraterrestrials as well.
And after first contact, will you continue to channel through Daryl and guide us? I hope you will.
Intermittently, for certain very specific purposes, but there will be other forms of communication that will take precedence in more direct ways.
And once we have open contact and it's been established and ETs are introduced into our Earth world, will the veil matrix basically fully shatter or lift, allowing the souls that no longer want to incarnate here to move on?
The idea that souls are prevented from choosing whatever they wish is erroneous and a misunderstanding. There is nothing that prevents a soul with its free will from deciding exactly what it is it wishes to do, and it is not forced in any way, shape, or form to incarnate. It is always a choice. But the idea is that exposure to extraterrestrial vibrations will certainly allow humanity to develop more ability to communicate with spirit as well, because the high vibrations of certain extraterrestrials is very similar to the idea of the vibration of the spirit realm. So in that sense, the so-called veil that you're referring to will appear thinner and allow you to communicate with the idea of spirits more readily over the course of the years that you will be exposed physically to higher frequency extraterrestrials. But the idea of the thinning or removal of that veil to some degree will not in any way, shape, or form have anything to do with the soul's ability to choose what experience it wishes to have. It is never forced to do anything.
Okay, and how does one introduce family and friends to the possibility of open contact happening soon?
You can explore the idea of open contact in any way, shape, or form your imagination so desires, without the idea of insistence that anyone must believe it. It will be self-evident soon enough.
This individual is saying they're currently studying to become a counselor. I've been thinking that when open contact occurs in 2027, many people might need support to process the experience and everything that goes with it. Is that accurate, or does being on the timeline where contact occurs mean that people will already be mentally and psychologically prepared for these extraordinary events?
No, they will need support. They will need assistance, many of them. Not all of them, but many of them. Some people will be better prepared and some people will be less well prepared. And so they may require some support.
And in a recent Q&A, Bashar said, or you said, that the question that hasn't been asked yet is why now for open contact? I would love to know more about that.
Well, again, it has to do with the ending of one cycle and the beginning of another, as even has been foretold and predicted by many indigenous cultures. The recognition that there have been many cycles on the earth, many shifts of reality on the earth that take you from one age to another age. And this is that time again. So it is the recognition of going through the process of transforming from an old age to a newer age, from shifting to one reality to another.
And what is the single most transformative action humanity can take right now to align with its highest potential and create a harmonious, sustainable future?
I think at this point, ideally, many individuals who have been listening to us will know that the answer is follow the formula.
Yes. And as we get closer to 2027, this person's saying they feel very excited about open contact. How do they keep their energy in a grounded state while they're so intensely interested in extraterrestrials and the experience of open contact? How can they best prepare?
Remember again, follow the formula in service to others, in service to humanity. That will keep you grounded.